Hello friends, and welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. You might be thinking that you're looking at normal moving averages right now. You might be thinking, oh, those are moving average crossovers. Well, they might be moving averages, but they're not regular old normal moving averages. No, they are Arnaud-Legault moving averages. Arnaud-Legault moving average, ALMA. It's the ALMA indicator. It's a special type of moving average. And the idea behind these particular moving averages is that they're supposed to be smoother, meaning that they're less susceptible to market noise or small price movements. And also they're supposed to be less laggy. So in other words, more responsive to the price action of the actual candlesticks. Or in other words, they go where they're supposed to go quicker than a regular moving average. I'm not saying this is all necessarily true, but this is what's supposed to be true. Okay, so smoother and less laggy than regular moving averages. That's the Arnaud-Legault moving average. And we have two of them up there. And I want to explain really quickly what these three numbers for the settings mean. And also I'll show you how you can find it on TradingView. But you got three numbers here for the ALMA indicator: window size, offset, and sigma. Okay, window size, offset, and sigma. Now, in order to explain all three of those, this would be a very long video, so I don't see really any point in going into too much detail on what those mean, but just be aware that if you go to settings on TradingView, you can adjust these three parameters here. And I invite you, or I encourage you to play around with these numbers, okay? Mess around with them and see, how it affects where the lines are, okay? Especially if you want to use ALMA indicator moving average crossovers, you don't want to use exactly the same numbers on both of your lines, otherwise they'll just be on top of each other. All right, there needs to be a little bit of difference between them, and so you're going to want to play around with these numbers until you get what you want. Okay, so let's take one of them off. So I'll make one of them invisible here. I'll just leave, actually, you know what? Yeah, the one I've got up there right now is the orange one, and that is on the standard settings, 9.85 and 6. Those are the standard settings on TradingView for the window size, offset, and sigma. And this is a daily candlestick chart for Home Depot, just as an example. And what you could do, pretty much almost anything you can do with regular traditional moving averages, you can do with the Arnaud-Legault moving averages, okay? It's just a variation on your normal moving averages. It uses a different formula and different parameters. And so yes, you could throw one ALMA moving average up there, and then you could use it in the classical way you might use regular moving averages. Like, for example, if a candlestick closes above the line, then you can go bullish and buy and ride it all the way up and don't sell or go short until a candlestick closes below the line. And then don't buy again or go long again until a candlestick closes above the line, and then ride it all the way up and then sell or go short when it closes below the line, and so on and so forth, okay? And that way you can enjoy significant upside when you get a nice run like that, and avoid some of the downside, not all of it, but some of the downside when it, when the trend starts to go south, okay? So that's pretty much a simple way to use this indicator, but again, it's not that different from regular old moving averages, okay? It's when you put two of them up there that, here we go. All right, so I've got one on the traditional standards default settings, and then I put another one up there, and I played around with the numbers, and as you might be able to see, I know it's kind of small on your screen, but I changed the second one, the purple ALMA indicator, to 3.95 and 2. So I'll repeat that. The default one, the settings are 9.85 and 6. And then I have a second one up there, and it's on the settings 3.95 and 2. in case you're interested. And so you can use a moving average crossover, or in this case an Arnaud-Legault moving average crossover. Okay, so when when the faster moving average crosses above the slower one, you can, take a long position if you want to and ride it all the way up, and then don't sell or go short until the faster moving average crosses below the slower one, and then don't buy again until it crosses back above it and ride it all the way up, and then sell here. You get the idea, okay? And again, you're allowing your winners to run and cutting your losers short, so you don't have too much loss. You'll have some loss, but not too much, hopefully, when the trend turns downward. Okay, so the strategies are not really that different necessarily from regular moving averages. It's just a different type of moving average. But now you have to deal with 3 parameters, and so you're going to have to get used to that. I recommend, again, playing around with the numbers, seeing what works for you. You do not have to use the default settings, although I do kind of like the default settings, which is an orange here. Okay, I like the distance between the default line here. Whoops, a little bit of advertising there. I like the amount of space between the line and the candlesticks. That seems to work pretty well. You get a nice distance here. You don't have the candlesticks exactly on top of the line, but they're not too far away either. So the default setting seems to make some sense. But again, I encourage you to play around with that. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you, and it's just a basic introduction or explanation for the ALMA indicator. Oh, also, I just want to show you how you get it, at least on TradingView. You go to Indicators and Strategies, click on that, and it's not under ALMA, okay, it's AR. Arnaud-Legault moving average right there. They spell it out here, okay? But if you're on a different platform, that's okay. You're just going to have to, either call tech support if you can't find it, or maybe they don't have it because it's not necessarily the most well-known indicator out there. But hopefully this video can spread the knowledge a little bit. All right, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to please give me a like, a thumbs up on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. And hit that notification bell, by the way. Otherwise, you will not be notified when I put out new videos like this one. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you again soon.